Mark, and it's wonderful to be here in Stanningfield with you today. So, first of all, just introduce yourself a little bit for us and tell us about who you are and what your role is here.
Okay, thank you, Max. Welcome to Stanningfield.
Thank you.
So, my role here is a curate working on the ministry team in the Benefice of Cockfield, working for Revd Potter, and my role is currently deacon. So I was ordained as a deacon back in July of last year, and since then I've been working as a deacon in the Benefice.
Fantastic, and you're balancing that with your own work as well, and trying to fit all that together.
That's right, yes. So on the AOP course, you are training and taking on the duties while still carrying on a full-time occupation in the secular world. So I work as an engineer, electrical engineer, in the same way as I have been for the last few years, and the AOP gives me the opportunity to train in ministry whilst maintaining that job. Yes.
Excellent. And tell us a little bit about how those two things fit together. I think you told me before that you see your vocation to continue working very much as part of your vocation. Absolutely. To be a deacon and a priest. Yes,
absolutely. So being a deacon or being a minister or anything like this isn't something you turn on and off and do part-time in your spare time. So although I commit my spare time to doing this work, the impact on me covers every aspect of my life, through work and at home as well. So the training that you do in ministry on the AOP course is something that you use and you take with you through everything else. And of course, being on the AOP means I stay within the community where I live and work. So it gives me the opportunity to stay settled where I am, yet take on this ministry.
So take us back a bit and tell us a little bit about your discernment and how you came to feel that this was what God was calling you to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as we discussed, I came to God and Jesus quite late in life, about 10 years ago. And when we moved to Stanningfield, I took on the role as church warden after a year or so of worshipping here. And it was in that role as church warden that I discussed with our rector at the time. I felt that there was this need or urge to get more involved.
Yes.
So we spoke about being a reader, and that's when he said that there was the AOP course, the Auxiliary Ordination Pathway. And he said to me, how do you feel about being ordained? And no one was more surprised than me at having just being able to consider that level of commitment. So, but when it was explained that it's done part-time, it's done over the 4 years, and it's an encompassing part of your everyday life. I thought, well, yeah, I genuinely felt that opportunity was presented to me by God, just at that time. So we went through the process, and I applied, and here I am today.
Fantastic. And you really feel that the AOP has enabled you to do that?
Absolutely, yes, without a doubt, because we're very settled here in Stanningfield. We moved to Stanningfield in 2014. My wife and my family, we've got friends here now, and so I always knew that I couldn't take up a ministry post and be moved to somewhere else in the county.
How do you feel things have changed for you and your role in the church?
I suppose expectations change. Now, as the deeper I get into it, I suppose really and truly, the more questions you get, I think, some of the time. You tend to find that some of the things that you took for granted, you look at much more deeper now. Yes. And that changes your attitude. I wouldn't like to say it changes my faith, but it certainly makes you look at it a lot harder and from different angles as well. And having that opportunity to speak to people and talk to them about their faith helps me grow mine.
Excellent. Excellent. And do you feel that the training process has given you the resources to answer some of those questions?
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, you do. So there's many training modules that you go through, cohort groups, lots of discussions, lots of reflection, and questions about your own faith and your own understanding of faith, and challenges as well. And that it helps you understand people, or try and understand people a little bit better. It hopefully makes me more compassionate to what people's problems and needs are.
Yes.
And of course they're transferable skills. They're skills that you can use in your secular work life and in life in general, really. So yeah, it's not something that you do part-time. It's something that changes you wholly.
Yes, yes. And how do you feel the congregation here at St Nicholas and the community here in the village have received your ministry?
Well, that's one of the very great things about this, because having been a worshipper here for many years, or certainly 6 or 7 years before I took this on, part of that initial discernment process was talking to people in the congregation. All of the PCCs of the current benefice had to approve my application, so they were all very, very supportive, absolutely 100% behind, and they've been a great strength through all of it, really. And the fact that you're part of that homegrown community just makes that bond that little bit stronger.
Well, thank you, Mark, and for sharing with us today.
My pleasure.
Is there anything else to share with people?
It's life-changing, I have to say. It's absolutely changes everything about what you do in your life.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, our blessings go with you.
Thank you.